Hello dear students, welcome back to the NCERT Science class of 9th standard. Dear students, in the previous class we have started the study of the second topic of biology, that is tissue, isn't it? In which we have studied the meaning of tissue, that is tissues are the group of cells, the group of same kinds of cells and having the same and perform the same function. That group of cells are called as the tissues. That we have studied in the previous class. And next after this one, we are seeing the tissue level of organization from the plants, and we are seeing in plants and animals. Then we have started the study in the plant tissue, and next before that we have studied the difference between the plant tissue and animal tissue. Lot of differences we have studied, the most important aspect of examination point of view. Then here what happens, we have studied the plant tissues are the stationary, the animal tissues are the mobile. Then after this one, what happens? The plant tissue needs less energy than the animal tissue, because animal tissues are the mobile, plant tissues are non-mobile, stationary. That's why they need less energy. In case of animal tissue, they need more energy because they are mobile. Next, in case of plant tissue, the growth is limited in some areas. What happens? In all the area, growth will not occur. But in case of animals, growth will occur in all the regions. Yes. Next, in case of plants, the growth in some areas, what happens? It will be goes on continuously till the end of the life. See what happens? The growth in the stem will occur. They will reach a maximum height in the plant. But what happens? The growth in the animals will stop at a particular age. The growth in the animals, what happens? It will stop at a particular age, but is not restricted to any particular reasons. Means the growth is uniform. Means growth will occur in all the parts of the body and it will be stopped at a particular reason. But in case of what happens? In case of plants, the growth is limited in some areas and that growth will be continued until the end of the life. Yes. Next, dear students, in case of plant cells, the dead cells are more. That's why they need dead cells are that is in the form of supportive cells. That's why they need very less energy. And in case of animal cells, all cells are alive. That is, the active cells are there. That's why they need more energy. These difference that we have studied in the previous class. Next, dear students, after this one we have started the study of plant cell. The plant cell mainly divided into two types. That is, first one is meristematic tissue. The second one is permanent tissue. First one, meristematic tissue. The second one is permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue is a tissue which is present in the newly growing soft part of the plant body. Newly growing soft part of the plant body, which increases the size of the plants. Meristematic tissue. Yes. Then next, the characteristics of the meristematic tissue that we have studied separately. The cells are having the thin cell wall. Cells are having this tissue are very active. The cells are very active. Means rapid cell division we will see in the meristematic tissue. Then they have dense cytoplasm. Then after this one, we have studied the thin cellulose with the cell wall, prominent nuclei, large size nuclei that we have studied in the previous class. They lack of vacuoles are absent. The next, it is present at the newly growing regions. The meristematic tissue is present in the newly growing regions. Then types of meristematic tissue we have studied. The meristematic tissue is again classified into three types. The first one is apical meristem. The second one is intercalary meristem. The third one is lateral meristem. That is, meristematic tissue is classified into three types. The first one is apical meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic tissue. The third one is lateral meristematic tissue. See what happens? Apical meristematic tissue which is present in the root tip and shoot tip. That is, in the tip region. In the tip region, whatever the meristematic tissue is present, that is called as the apical meristem. apical meristem, then whatever the in between the two nodes where the branches are attached, in between these two nodes, whatever the tissue is present, that is called as the intercalary meristematic tissue. And next, what happens? That increases the plant, the size of the plants from the middle. And apical meristem increases the size of the plants from the tip region. Yes. And next, in intercalary meristem increases the plants from the middle, the stem region. It is mainly present in the stem region. Next, what happens? The one more, that is called as the lateral meristem, that increases the width of the plants, that increases the width of the or the width of the plants. The plants becomes wider. It is due to the presence of lateral meristem. Lateral meristematic tissue. Lateral meristematic tissue or lateral meristem also we can say. That's what we have studied in the previous class. Dear students, today we are going to start the second main type of plant tissue. Second main type of plant tissue, that is permanent tissue. Permanent tissue. Permanent tissue. See here what happens, dear students. When meristematic tissue is aged, when meristematic tissue becomes aged, when meristematic tissue aged, when it becomes older, that will turns to the permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue, soft or newly growing tissues are there. When it grows, it will turn to the hard, it will become aged or it will become older. The older meristematic tissue will turn to the hard and that will convert into the permanent tissue. That will turn to the permanent tissue. Yes. Then here dear students, permanent tissue, where meristematic tissue is that takes up the specific role and loss of the ability to divide, then it turns to the permanent tissue. See what happens in case of meristematic tissue, it loses the ability to divide the cell. In case of meristematic tissue, the cell division occurs. In case of permanent tissue, the cell division may stop or slower. The cell division may slower. Yes. Then dear students, here what happens? One term is here. Differentiation. Differentiation means that is the process of taking up a permanent shape, size and functions is called as the differentiation. See what happens? The meristematic, the tissue that will convert it into the permanent tissue. The tissue that will convert from the meristematic to the permanent by, see what happens, by changing its shape, size and all and functions. That its functions, its size, its shape will be changed out when a tissue converts from the meristematic to the permanent. That process is called as the differentiation. The process of changing of a tissue by changing its shape, size and functions, that process is called as the differentiation. students, the permanent tissue is further classified into two types. The main permanent tissue, mainly it is divided into two types. The first one is permanent tissue, that will be classified into two types of permanent tissue. Types of permanent tissue, that is, the first one is simple permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue. The second one is complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue. The second one is complex permanent tissue. Yes, there are two types of permanent tissues are there. See, simple permanent tissue. Why we call the permanent tissue as a simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue? Simple permanent tissue, it is because of the presence of same kinds of cell. All the cells are of same kinds, of same size and same shaped cells are there. See what happens, are having the same function. The simple permanent tissue, the hard metastatic tissue, that will turn to the permanent tissue. Again, it is divided into simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. The metastatic tissue, that is permanent tissue, that is having the same kinds of cell. That same kinds of cell containing tissue is called as the simple permanent tissue. Same kinds of cells containing permanent tissue is called as a simple permanent tissue. Yes. Next, dear students, in case of complex permanent tissue, in examination you may ask for 1 marks or 2 marks, what are the main difference between the simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue? Here in case of complex permanent tissue, what happens? The cells are of different types and they are having the different functions. Cells are of different types and having the different types of functions are arranged to form the complex permanent tissue. See what happens? There are two types of complex permanent tissues are there: xylem and phloem. In xylem, what happens, dear students? See what happens? Xylem fibers, one type of cell, xylem fibers. Then xylem vessels, another type of cells. Then xylem tracheids, then sieve tubes, companion cells. Like a different types of cells you will see, different size, different shape, different functioning containing cells you will find in the complex permanent tissue. That's why we have classified as a complex permanent tissue, because the cells are of different types, different shapes and are having the different functions. That's why we can say that a tissue who are having the different types of cells and different shape, size cells, and they are having the different functions also, such tissues are called as such permanent tissue is called as the complex permanent tissue. In case of simple permanent tissue, the cells are of same type, same size and same shape and are having the same function and perform the same function. That tissues are called as the simple permanent tissue. Yes. Now we are going to study here, students, the types of simple permanent tissue. Again, see here what happens? Types of simple permanent tissue. The first one is parenchyma. The second one is colon comma, third one is parenchyma, colon comma, sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma. C, simple permanent tissue classified into three types. Simple permanent tissue, types of simple permanent tissue. The first one is parenchyma, second one is collenchyma, third one is sclerenchyma. The permanent tissue is classified into two types. The first one is simple permanent tissue, the second one is complex permanent tissue. The simple permanent tissue again classified into three types. The first one is parenchyma, the second one is collenchyma, the third one is sclerenchyma. Isn't it? Parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Here, dear students, first of all we will study about the parenchyma, the characteristics of the parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma tissue. Cells with thin cell wall. The first character, the cells with thin cell wall. The cells with thin cell wall. The next, the cells are alive. Cells are alive. Cells are alive. Next, they are usually loose packaged, so they are having a large space between them. See what happens? Loosely packed. Loosely packed and are having the space. And are having the space in between the cells. Yes? Having the space in between the cells. What happens? Loosely packed cells with thin cell wall, and the cells are alive. The cells are alive and they are loosely arranged. The cells are loosely arranged. It means they are having the more intercellular space. Isn't it? Large cell, that is intercellular space is present. Next, dear students, that is they give the support and helps in the storage. It gives the support to the plants, and act like a storage, and stores the food. That is storage of food, or the storage of food also we can say. That parenchyma stores the food material. Next, dear students, some parenchyma contains chlorophyll, helps in the photosynthesis also. Some parenchyma tissue contains chlorophyll, that is chloroplast. They contains the chloroplast, isn't it? They help in the synthesis of food. Next, helps in the such parenchyma cells are called as the chlorenchyma. Parenchyma cells that contains chloroplast, that is called as the chlorenchyma. Parenchyma tissue, the cells of parenchyma tissue or cells The tissue, the parenchyma tissue contains chloroplast and they help in the photosynthesis. That parenchyma tissue or the parenchyma is also the parenchyma is called as the chlorenchyma due to the presence of chloroplast. In all the parenchyma, in all the parts of the parenchyma, the chloroplast is not present. In few parts of the parenchyma, the chloroplast is present. In few parts, the chloroplast is present that helps the photosynthesis. Such parts are called as the chlorenchyma. And see what happens. Some parenchyma contains air bubbles. Air bubbles like structure, air gaps in between them, more air gaps, such called as the aerenchyma. The parenchyma which contains chlorophyll pigments helps in the photosynthesis. Such parenchyma tissue is called as the chlorenchyma, and some amount of parenchyma tissue contains air gaps in between the cells. That such parenchyma are called as the aerenchyma. If air bubbles are present, then we can say that aerenchyma. Then if chloroplast is present, then we can say that chlorenchyma. Next, what happens? These aerenchyma is mainly present in the aquatic plants. That avoid the sinkage of sink down the leaves which contains aerenchyma, they will float on the surface of the water due to the presence of air. Yes, the like lotus and all, lotus flower and lotus leaves, they will float on the surface. It means they contain aerenchyma. Due to the air bubbles, they will float on the surface. Yes. The next video, students, the aerenchyma tissue helps the plants to float. Aerenchyma helps the plants to float. Next, the parenchyma stems. The parenchyma of stems and the roots also stores the nutrients and waters. The parenchyma which is present in the roots, they help in the storage of nutrients and water. Here what happens? Some amount of parenchyma. The parenchyma is present in all the parts of the plant body. The parenchyma is present in all the parts of the plant body. See, it may be present in the leaf. It also present in the stem. It also present in the roots. It also present in all the branches and leaves and all, isn't it? It means because of the presence and the place where they are present, based on that what happens, they contain the different components like chloroplast, and if it is present in the different parts, I see they are having the air bubbles, they are called as the aerenchyma and all. Next, if they are present in the root, they act like a storage bubble, isn't it? These are the characteristics of the parenchyma. See what happens? The cells with thin cell wall, the cells are alive. The active cells are present in case of parenchyma. Then the cells are arranged loosely. It means in between the cells there is a space present. Then next, the supportive cells, they act like a supportive to the plants. The next, they act like a storage of food also. Parenchyma stores the food. And next, some amount of parenchyma contains the chloroplast, and those parenchyma which contains the chloroplast, which helps in the photosynthesis, then such parenchymas are called as the chlorenchyma. The parenchyma which contains the air bubbles, which enables them to float on the surface of the water. Such parenchymas are called as the aerenchyma, and also the parenchyma which is present in the roots and next, that is roots, they help in the storage of nutrients and water. That's about the parenchyma. Next, dear students, Then coming chlorine-gamma. Chlorine-gamma, colon-gamma, parenchyma, colon-gamma. Colon-gamma is different. Chlorine-gamma is different. Colon-gamma, chlorine-gamma. Chlorine-gamma is a part of parenchyma. Colon-gamma is a part of simple permanent tissue. Colon-gamma is different from the chlorine-gamma. Understood? The next come to the chlorine-gamma. The next type that is colon-gamma. See next one, that is colon-gamma. Colon-gamma. Parenchyma is over. Come to the colon-gamma. Colon-gamma. See here what happens? In case of plants, you understand? When wind is blowing, the plants will move, but that will not break. Whatever the flexibility in the plants that prevent the plants from the breakage or to break, such plants, that plants is having the flexibility is due to the presence of colon-gamma. Colon-gamma gives flexibility. Colon-gamma gives flexibility to the cells, to the plants. Next, it allows the easy bending of plants. The plants will bend due to the air. What happens? The plant shows the movements. Means plants will bend due to the active current of air. What happens? When wind blows with a high speed, what happens? The plant bends, but it will not break. It is due to the presence of this flexibility tissue that is called as the colon-gamma. Next, it also provides the mechanical support to the plants. Mechanical support, it gives the mechanical support. Mechanical support to the plants. Yes. Mechanical support to the plants. Mechanical support. And after this one, here what happens to the plants? Below the epidermis, the cells of this tissue are leaving elongated. The next, irregular, thickened at corner. See, the cells are elongated. The cells are elongated, thickened at the corner, with thick cell wall. The cells are thickened at the corner, elongated, flexible. Yes. The next, there is a very little intercellular space. See, the cells are arranged very tightly. The cells are elongated without intercellular space. They are arranged very tightly. Isn't it? Next, dear students, come to the sclerenchyma. That is, the first one is the flexibility in the plants. It is due to the colon-gamma. The next, it gives the mechanical support, and in case of colon-gamma, the cells are elongated with a thick cell wall. And next, what happens? At the corner, what happens? The cell wall is thick and which gives the flexibility to the tissue, to the plants. Next come to the sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma. See what happens, dear students, here. It is a type of simple permanent tissue. It is a type of simple permanent tissue. It is mainly present on the nuts, hard nuts and covers. See, coconuts, the hard cover that is made up by the sclerenchyma. See, I will tell you that is the special characters of this tissue. That is hard and stuff. This tissue is a very hard and stuff. Hard and stuff. Hard and stuff. Then husk of the coconuts. Husk of the coconuts. They are very hard. Then cells of this tissue are dead. The cells are dead. The cells are dead. Next, the cells are long and narrow as well as the whole are thickened due to the lignin. See what happens? Cells are narrow, long and narrow. See what happens? You might have saw the fibers of coconuts. The cells are long and narrow, with dead cells with long and narrow, and due to the deposition of lignin, they are well yellowish in color. Lignin means the chemical substance present which acts as a cementing or the hard substance. See what happens? Lignin is present in the plants. In plants, what happens? Lignin, which act like a cementing substance, they join the cells. The next, dear students, often the cells wall are so thickened that there was no intercellular space. What happens? The cells are arranged very tightly. There is no any intercellular space. Only intercellular space is present in the parenchyma, not